Imagine being so good at something that the greatest teacher in the land sees you as a threat. You didn't cheat. You didn't break any rules. You simply weren't supposed to be that good. And then he asks you to cut off your own thumb. This is the story of Eklavya. The Mahabharata is full of warriors and kings, but buried inside it is a quieter story, one that doesn't celebrate its hero, one that doesn't give him a happy ending, one that just shows you what happened and leaves you to sit with it. Eklavya was the son of a Nishada chief, a forest dweller, born outside the royal walls of Hastinapur, outside its politics, outside its privileges. He had no palace, no lineage that opened doors. But he had one burning ambition, to become the greatest archer of his time. So he did what anyone with that dream would do. He went to the best. Dronacharya, the royal guru, the man tasked with training the Kuru princes, including Arjuna himself, was the finest archery teacher alive. Eklavya approached him with full respect. Head bowed, heart open, he asked to be taught. Drona said no. Drona had been appointed to train the Kshatriya class, the royal warrior caste. And Eklavya did not belong to it. His talent was irrelevant. His dedication was irrelevant. The door wasn't just closed, it was never meant to open for him. Here's where most people would have given up. Eklavya went back to the forest, and he built a statue, a clay figure of Dronacharya, set it in the ground before him, and bowed. You are my guru, he decided. Whether you know it or not, every single day he practiced in front of that statue. No corrections, no feedback, no encouragement, just him, a bow, and an image of the teacher who rejected him. And somehow, against every reason it shouldn't work, he became extraordinary. The moment the world found out happened because of a dog. A dog belonging to the princes wandered into the forest and started barking. Before anyone could react, Eklavya loosed a sequence of arrows, one after another, filling the dog's open mouth so perfectly that it couldn't make another sound. Not a single scratch on the animal. That wasn't instinct. That was mastery. When the princes found him and asked who had taught him, Eklavya smiled and said simply, Dronacharya. When Drona heard this, something shifted in him. He had made Arjuna a promise that he would be the greatest archer in the world. That promise was now in danger, not from a rival prince, not from a trained warrior, from a boy in the forest who had never even met him properly. Drona went to find Eklavya. Eklavya greeted him with the warmth of a devoted student meeting his guru for the first time. Reverence, gratitude, joy even. Drona looked at him and said, If I am truly your guru, then you owe me guru dakshina, a teacher's fee, paid in respect, in service, and whatever the guru asks. Eklavya agreed without hesitation. Anything. Drona asked for his right thumb. Let that land for a moment. The right thumb is what an archer uses to draw the bowstring. Without it, you lose power, you lose precision, you lose everything you spent years building. Eklavya understood exactly what was being asked. This wasn't a test. This wasn't symbolic. This was the end. And yet, without anger, without tears, without even a moment's hesitation that the text records, he cut off his thumb, placed it at Drona's feet, and bowed. Drona accepted it and walked away. Eklavya kept practicing afterward. Of course he did, but he never reached those heights again. The Mahabharata doesn't tell you how to feel about this. It doesn't condemn Drona. He remains a revered teacher, honored across generations. It doesn't diminish Arjuna. He remains the hero of the age. It just shows you what happened and leaves the weight of it with you. Because here's the truth the story is quietly holding. Eklavya did everything right. He was disciplined when no one was watching. He was innovative when the system shut him out. He achieved mastery without privilege, without access, without so much as a single lesson from a real teacher. And it still wasn't enough, not because he failed, but because he succeeded outside the lines. So the question the story leaves us with is simple, but it cuts deep. Is excellence enough if access is controlled? Eklavya proves that talent can emerge anywhere, but the story also proves something harder to hear. That talent on its own has never been enough to guarantee a place at the table. Sometimes the greatest barrier isn't ability, it's permission.